This is all linked to the other O'Neill-Thiel donation I want to bring up, the SENS Foundation. They received money from Thiel under the advisement of O'Neill, then used that money to hire O'Neill as CEO, paying him like 10% of their entire budget. The SENS Foundation is dedicated to driving forward science to extend healthy human lifespan, aka the ultra-wealthy trying to live forever. There's a whole ecosystem of biotech startups focused on rejuvenation, and they're trying to make inroads in the larger medical economy. Thiel once said that regulatory constraints are the biggest hurdle for his biotech investments. So when he helped purchase the first Trump presidency, he tried to fix that by installing none other than Jim O'Neill as the head of the FDA. O'Neill has made his opinions on the FDA very clear.
We should reform FDA so that it's approving drugs after their sponsors have demonstrated safety, and let people start using them at their own risk. Let's prove efficacy after they've been legalized.
Translated? Let's let drug manufacturers decide if the drug is safe themselves, release it, and then find out if it even works. But he also doesn't really care about safety. Here he is whining about FDA regulators.
A lot of them want to be the whistleblower that finds the next thalidomide and calls a dramatic halt to it. That creates a bias towards safety, but against efficacy.
Look, objectivity is great, but I definitely want my FDA regulators to be biased towards safety. But yeah, that shit was so crazy that his FDA nomination was scuttled because he was so toxic. But the emboldened second Trump administration got O'Neill into an even more powerful role, where he'll advise on Medicare and Medicaid. Back at the SENS Foundation, O'Neill spoke with a group of longevity and transhumanism activists about the importance of Medicare paying for their research.
I continue to think that Medicare could also do more to devote resources towards what we're doing. When Medicare decides to cover something, private insurers often copy that.
A new bill in Congress supported by the longevity lobby, which is in turn supported by the people behind the SENS Institute, is pushing to have Medicare cover certain breakthrough technologies. Which sounds great. I would hope that people on Medicare have the same access to new technologies as people paying out of pocket. But who decides what's breakthrough? The bill text reads that it's the HHS Secretary. That's RFK Jr., as advised by Jim O'Neill. So a VC-funded biotech company could have a product, get RFK Jr. to determine it as a breakthrough, then Medicare has to pay for that product, which doesn't even need to work if O'Neill gets his way, and then because Medicare covers it, private insurers will follow, as O'Neill said. That would drive up the cost of healthcare as a whole, just to fund venture capital gambling. Remember what Peter Thiel said were the two things that need to be restarted in order to build the society he wants: zoning laws and the FDA. That's privatized cities and unregulated medicine. Now, his old buddy Jim O'Neill is in a position to change both.